Hey Ian, good to talk to you.
Hey, Jamin.
Hey, wanted to reflect a little bit on the conversation you just had with Christian Espinoza. One of the things I had asked him about was kind of his opportunities in the attacking zone. You know, with Hernan Lopez coming into the team, obviously with Amal Pellegrino, you guys have more attacking talent this season, and obviously that means that the ball gets shared a bit more. It does feel like Christian's impact compared to last season has been a bit diminished, though. Do you feel like you need to get more opportunities for Christian, and do you think that's more him being on the receiving end or him, driving in the attacking end? Thanks.
Yeah, I think Christian had a really big year last year with goals and assists. He's always been listen. He's gotten a lot of assists again this year. We always want him to score more goals, but again, the work that he does, all over defensively, attacking wise, I think the goals are going to come for him. But again, on average, you know, I don't know his exact goal count, but I think last year was kind of a really high year for his goals. But again, we like how he's playing. We like everything Christian does, so we're happy with him.
Your follow-up, Jamin.
Yeah, just a question about Vancouver. Obviously, it's always an interesting environment. It's indoors, it's on turf, and everything feels a bit different there. That particular team, mid table there, and they've been playing better, recently overall. They play in that the 3-5-2 pretty consistently. What do you
Yeah.
think is unique about this particular team, maybe compared to the team that you faced last season and maybe earlier in the year? What do you have to deal with that they've been more successful at recently? Thanks.
Yeah, I just think they look really dangerous. You can tell they do a lot of pattern play. They have a few patterns where they're always looking to try to get in behind. They have pace up front. They defend well. I don't think structurally, zonally, they're like defensively, they're very similar to what they've been doing, but I do think they look more dangerous this year in attack.
Sounds good. We'll move to a question excuse me, from Paul Murray.
Good afternoon. After Minnesota, you guys are going to be facing Vancouver and Seattle. Let's talk about the management of emotions and energy to execute the game plan. And I do have a follow up. Thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be a good road trip for us in terms of playing quality opponents. Vancouver's playing well, and so is Seattle. We get to stay up in the Northwest. We play Vancouver, then we fly back down to Seattle. We're going to just stay there and train. But again, good atmosphere in Seattle, and then to Jamin's previous question, it's indoor and on turf. Both of them are on turf. It's indoor in BC. So that's going to be interesting. But it's a place that we won there last year. We look to try to get a result again.
We'll move on.
Oh,
Actually,
one
Paul,
more question.
go for it.
Yeah, what has been the mental and physical process of building moments for each game? Thank you.
Yeah, this has been interesting because we had a bye week, so we got to train a lot in terms of kind of the game plan for Vancouver. So competitive sessions, pretty tactical to be honest. So just getting ready for to play against their back three.
This one comes remotely from Ted Ramey. He's asking, the team was a little slow out of the gate against Minnesota. Um, you know, Matching up with Vancouver, obviously, I take it you're trying to replicate the performance you had with RSL. What are some keys early on?
Yeah, I agree. I think we were against Minnesota. We didn't come out well. They pressed us pretty high, higher than we kind of expected, and we didn't have very good solutions right off the bat until we scored. We played better after that, but overall, yeah, I agree. We need to start better against Vancouver. Similar team, similar style, similar shapes, similar formation. So, um, we have to start out and be on the front foot and try to put them under pressure.
This question comes from Max Cordaro. Telemoto, very kind of similar to Ted's last question. What type of answer do you expect from the players mentally after the game against Minnesota?
Yeah, it's got to be better. We had a really good road win against Salt Lake, and then we thought we were going to bring really good energy into our home game, and unfortunately, we didn't start well. The game was competitive. They got a set piece, throw and goal, but again, at home it wasn't good enough, so we have to get points on the road now. And in Vancouver, again, they're going to be very similar to kind of how they press, slightly different, but they're going to have two forwards. They're going to run into channels. They're going to play balls in behind. If you don't get pressure, they're going to play. They're well coached. So it'll be a really good test for us.
For the last question, we will go back to Jamie Moore, Whitecaps Center.
Apologies. I wanted to ask about kind of the international call-ins and also the injury update. Daniel Muni, had that injury at the end of last game, as well as you'll be without Carlos Gruezo and Aseni Buda. Can you just give an overall kind of update in terms of availability, injuries, where people stand, and kind of how you expect that to influence your roster decisions for the next couple games?
Yep. Yeah, Gresso's out due to suspension. Buda will be back. Buda's playing games, but he played yesterday, so he'll be back. Baldissimo's been on international duty. He's picked up a little injury, so most likely he won't be playing. Other than that, I think we're pretty healthy going in, and Jabo has been out with a little neck issue. He's very close to being back, and Daniel Muni is making a really quick recovery, so he is potentially going to be involved this weekend as well.
Okay. Thanks everyone for joining this week's midweek media availability. We'll see you this Saturday night at BC Place.
Thanks, guys.